Hi beauty fam, I'm back doing a get ready with me happy holidays special the week before Christmas, and I'm trying on and get ready with me on some new products that I picked up for the Black Friday hauls. And I picked up a lot, so I'm just trying to get in some products. And I'm also doing a Makeup Queens Challenge look. So this is the final look. And I use both the Bijouxette and Cashmerie palette from Viseart, which I picked up 40% off. And then a little bit of Pat McGrath Blitz Astral shades of the special shades on the Subversive palette. So if you're interested, oh, and the other thing that I'm wear testing too is the new to me Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Foundation Natural in color 040. So if you're interested, then keep watching. Hi beauty fam, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy Hanukkah. It's been a while since I've been on to film, and I'm just now having some time the week of Christmas. I wanted to play with some makeup before the holidays. I am filming in a new spot because I moved my office beauty room around, and I wanted to add some Christmas cheer here. So I have my little my beauty Christmas tree with my ribbons from Chanel and Dior and my star that I got from Dior. And I just wanted to just brighten up the space. So trying out the space, and what we're gonna do today is play with some makeup that I hauled during the Black Friday sales. So the first one, actually I haven't even opened it yet, is the Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Natural Foundation. Now I have this already, but I have it in a different color. I have it in BF50, which is too warm for me. And so that's a great summer shade for me. But I ended up getting an 040 light tan ochre because it'll be probably a better match. So we'll see. I tried the Radiant matte foundation. That was too matte for me, but there's something really nice about this. I think this is kind of like the Clé de Peau's equivalent of Tom Ford's Shade and Illuminate. I did not get along well with that Shade and Illuminate, but this, it's a great match for me. I'm gonna start with my Milk Primer, the Hydro Grip Primer. It comes out like this, it's a gel. And I'm putting on my Chanel Yeux Gel for under eye about 5 minutes before I put on my concealer. And it's just a really, I already have skincare on, but there's something about this gel that keeps my under eye so hydrated that it's almost like a primer for my under eyes, and it works really well. So here's BF50 and here is 040. So definitely you can see this one is definitely warmer, and this is a little bit more paler, more neutral, which is kind of, you know, I could probably do a little cocktail and be in between. So we'll see. So this is what BF50 looks like. And just know that my arm is definitely warmer than my face at this point. So it's like perfect for my hand, but not my face at this point. And we'll see, that might be too light, but it might be okay. We'll see. So BF50 in the Clé de Peau Radiant Natural, and 040 in the Clé de Peau Radiant Natural. And this is probably more in studio lighting over here, and this is natural lighting over here. Okay, that's one pump. I'm gonna start putting that all over my face. Okay, so I think this will be probably a good match. Just kind of cancels out a little bit my redness. But during the winter, I tend to run more neutral anyway. Getting my dark spots. And that's probably just so I'm seeing already one pump is probably one side of my face. And partially I just want to see if it builds up. So this is definitely more of a medium foundation. I wouldn't say this is full coverage. So far it's really nice. It has a nice radiant finish. Okay, I'm gonna shake it again, do one more pump. Okay, so that's the foundation. It doesn't cover up completely. I'm gonna grab some of this extra that I have in my hand. It doesn't completely cover up any sort of blemishes that I have or dark spots, but it does a pretty good job. So you can see some of my hyperpigmentation here still. Okay, so definitely has this smell, the perfume dissipates. I would say this is a medium foundation, and it definitely, you can see that it has more, it doesn't have a matte finish. It's definitely glowy. So that's the foundation. Let me get up close so you can see. So it definitely has more of a radiant finish. I would say that I would think twice about using that Milk primer with this foundation because it's so emollient already. Onto my eye, and again, I project pan this, I'm so glad. Medium to deep Becca under eye brightening corrector, and I just go in here like this with my finger and lightly dab the product, and it just cancels out any gray or green that I have. So we're going to use a combination of my Pat McGrath concealers, and I use this as a contour. A regular concealer for Pat McGrath is LM14, and then to brightening it's LM11, so I can swatch that for you. Here is LM14, and here's LM11. And I use that for brightening. And then what I like to use for contour, liquid contour, is MD22. I think either with my oils or that Milk primer, there's some slight oxidation happening, but it's not bad. We'll see how it wears throughout the day. And I can't really fault that. It might be really the primer that did it. So let's see. So this is the LM14 that I'm going into. Taking a little bit of the LM11. It's a brightening effect. This is my Sonia G Jumbo Concealer. This is the brush I should have used. Here we go. So I hope everyone's doing well. What are some of your favorite holiday movies? Some of the ones I've been rewatching is let's see, Serendipity with John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. Really like last year's Netflix Dash and Lily. It was like a teen romance. And some really bad rom-coms. Or they're not so bad. Okay, I'm taking the Becca Cosmetics under eye brightening setting powder. I love this. It's basically white, but you just have to go in really lightly with this. Just tap it because you don't need too much. Just using that to set. Great. That's all you need. Okay, while we're here, I'm going to take my Hourglass Eye Primer, prime my eyes. Hourglass. To take the rest of this by Terra Hydra powder, and I use this across my T-zone. It's really great just for my T-zone. I don't use this for any other place on my face though. There must be something about this that picks up the oils really well. So that's just my T-zone. I'm gonna take my Sisley loose powder and Matte 2, and then taking, actually I just realized I don't wanna matte all of this down. Remembered I wanted to try and contour a little bit with this MD25. Right, I'm gonna take the mini base by Sonia G and just kind of work the product in. Okay, and I forgot this goes a long way, so I definitely put too much down. Try to buff it out. Definitely put too much there. I think generally you just put too much, so a little bit too warm. So what I'm gonna do is like kind of chill it out with this loose powder. A bit warmer than I wanted, but I think by the end it'll come together. And the other thing that I hauled for Black Friday is this Surratt brush. So I'm really excited. This is the Artistique Smoky Eye Brush, made in Japan, and I've heard really great things about this brush. So this is the packaging. Really, I've never bought a Surratt brush before, so I'm really impressed. And this was part of the Black Friday. I think, oh, let me go back. I got this at Nordstrom's for Black Friday. I think 20% off. So discounted on that. And I'll leave all the information below. This is Surratt, and I think it was like, I'm gonna say 25%, 20 to 25%. But this is the brush packaging. Ooh, stuck. For some reason it's sticking. Really nice packaging. And I believe this is, oh yeah, this is definitely, it feels like squirrel hair. So really soft. You can see how it glides across the skin. Definitely wouldn't use liquid with this, definitely only powder. Taking some of my airbrush Charlotte Tilbury because I didn't powder down my eyelids. So just running that across. Yeah, that's really, wow. And this could even be used as an under eye brush because it's much more precise than the Wayne Goss airbrush, but I think it's the same, and I think they're both squirrel hair, but this is really much more precise and delicate for eye placement. Beautiful. Okay, so my base on my face is already prepped, and what I'm looking at is, I think I'm going to try to use some of my Black Friday haul makeup to complete the Makeup Queens Challenge. Is LBD Beauty 1, Lynette. And she chose an image of New York City skyline at, I believe it's, I don't know if it's sunset or sunrise, but it's a beautiful image of downtown New York City. You may or may not know I used to live in New York City, and that skyline is a little different than what I remember. So I was living there right in 2001 forward. Got some periwinkle, which is the Pantone color of the year. So it's kind of purples in there. It's got some yellows and oranges, and I want to say some blue. So I ended up picking up the Viseart Bijouxette palette. I also got the Cashmerie palette, so I'm going to open that and see. I got these for Black Friday. Viseart was having a 40% off, and so I ended up getting, these are just so beautiful. This is Bijouxette and here's Cashmerie. And I love Viseart. I have a lot of their palettes. They've definitely leveled up their packaging. Usually these would just be one solid color and Viseart, but they started doing designs with this. So Bijouxette is calling back to Art Deco and the Gilded Age. So a lot of gold, a lot of Art Deco influenced kind of design, graphic design. And this is Cashmerie, really beautiful. And so here is Cashmerie. I almost didn't get this because I was worried it was going to be too light and ashy for me. And the thing I know about Viseart is that sometimes you just have to try them and see, and sometimes it's not true. Sometimes they the palettes show up a little bit darker. All pretty creamy. And those are Cashmerie. Excuse the so this is Cashmerie, Really beautiful. And I can say already that although the mattes don't swatch as seamless, they're really easy to put on and generally, and just really easy and beginner friendly and buildable. This is the Bijouxette palette. And you can see these are about the same size so that you can mix and match these. If you can also rearrange them. Beautiful. So that is Bijouxette. And that's the color story right here. I'm taking my Classic Crease by Sony G, going into this shade here. And then I'm actually going to use this smear. ASMR moment. And I'm taking my Wayne Goss 19 brush, and I just want to use that same shade, but just really go directly into the crease to build it. So do you see how that was one color? This is one color and how much it builds. So I'm just really concentrating that mauve-y, and it looks light here, but you can see how quickly it can really deepen. And that's the really nice thing about Viseart shades, is not to underestimate them, really. It's like a lot of it can be really buildable. And I think, in my opinion, they are at least my favorite mattes to work with, just because of the ease of use and building up. That's just one matte color. Beautiful. Taking a Hourglass brush, it doesn't have a number anymore. Just taking that shimmer shade, tapping it a little bit, and actually just doing this. So I'm going in, I pulled this from the Bijouxette palette, and then I'm taking my Rephr 02 brush, and oh, you know what I'm gonna do? This is one of my favorite products of this year, and it seems so simple, but I've been using this in almost all my looks. The Pat McGrath Labs Intensifies Artistry wand, and I just love using this for all shades where I want to amplify the look. So I'm going to go again into this from the Bijouxette, that shade. Okay, it's a beautiful shade. Can you see that? Into this shade, since I ran that artistry wand, and packing that on the corner again so you don't lose it. There's definitely fallout because I'm using a lot of shimmer shades, but I'm okay with that. More bronzy, orangey color, this one. And then I'm gonna use that as a gradation. My Rephr 03 brush, and going into this lighter gold one. Kind of bringing it up here, like a flare. Do you see that? I'm starting to run it underneath. Color right here. This one here, I'm wiping off my brush. this one. This shade to pop, so I'm going to go back in. Oops, a little too much. And then going back to this original crease brush and just kind of blending out the edges. I don't think I'm going to use my, well, let's see what happens. I'm going to see if I use this just to blend all of it together, what happens. At least the edges. Mothership 3 palette, this one, I feel like it needs a topper. I'm actually going to go into this shade and see if I can use that as a topper. This one first, and then this. This is probably one of my favorite McGrath palettes. So that's the look. Let's see if I can replicate that on the other side, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back and I finished the other eye, and I think it turned out really, really nice. So I used, again, Cashmerie, Viseart, and Bijouxette, and the glitter toppers in the Pat McGrath Subversive Mothership 3 palette. So here's the eye look. Really happy with it. So that's for the Makeup Queens Challenge, which was the skyline of New York City downtown, I think at sunset. And so what I'm going to do is finish up the look. I want to finish with some Kevyn Aucoin contour bronzer. Grabbing my Face Pro brush. And it's pretty pigmented, so really a beautiful color. Okay, so the Kevyn Aucoin Deep Sculpting Powder, and I again using it as more of a bronzer, contour. My Dior Birds of a Feather Collection blush, and this is in 462. It doesn't have a name, but this is a beautiful color. Let me swatch for you. Just one, yep. So taking the Sonia G Soft Cheek. And because it's a bright color, I'm just putting it more back here. Draping here. I'm really loving the Dior blushes this year, even more than the Chanel ones. The Chanel has not had a great year in my opinion, but Dior has just hit after hit this year. So I'm gonna dip into this La Mer one. It's like a cream, bit of a cream highlighter here. And then you go in with the powder. Taking my BK Beauty 108, just kind of tapping into that here lightly. Excuse the noise. My kiddo is not in school the next 2 weeks, and so we are hitting holiday vacation free time. So, and that's that. Love this highlighter. It's out of, they don't make that anymore. It was a special limited edition, but I was able to pick that up. Might as well just go this. This is Byredo Feverish. Let's see how that looks. So I think this is the final look. Oh, we do want to do one last thing. Finish off with the Chantecaille blurring powder, and this is my 1-2 combination, the blurring powder, and then the BK 105 brush. I do like it because it's really densely packed, so it just really does a great job of just like laying on the product and buffing it in. Okay, so that's the side with the blurring powder, and that's without. Okay, that's it. Just want to finish up really quickly. So that's the final look of Get Ready With Me. So I'll come up close so you can see. So I'm really happy with these purchases. I just do a review of this products that I used today. Really happy with both of these. I think I would have to play with this more. This is my fun palette, but it was, you can see that I used this for a challenge, and that purple and that this color purple and these golds are everything. I'm really excited to dig into these blues and then have these as just the mattes as a grounding color. So I think this would definitely be a fantastic brown skin friendly, tan skin friendly palette. Haven't seen anyone's reviews on this, so you know, I don't know how it is for deeper skin tones, but I definitely would think give it a try. I saw this, and a lot of times with colorful rainbow types color stories, they're still not deep enough, but I saw this and I was like, I need it, because I think this is such a unique color curation that's going to be tan, deeper skin friendly. Probably, yes, and even with these could go deeper in my opinion, but you know, that's when I start to pull from other palettes. This palette I am excited to use by itself as an everyday. And this has been the color story of the year of like mauve colors, purple mauves. We've seen this color curation, and I can do another dedicated video if you want, of a Wayne Goss Tourmaline palette, the Natasha Denona Retro palette, and now this have a similar color curation. But I'm here for it. These are, especially this color, this is one of my favorites. So I can do a special video of this trying this out for its color story by itself. Let me know. And I grabbed, let's see, what the 040, you know, this, so you can see, I think that it did deepen up a little bit, but I have a lot of product on my face. I want to try this more, probably not with the Milk Primer, but I think there was some warming up and oxidation happening, but I'm not mad about it because it still matches my skin tone really well. So I'm excited to use that more. This has been really beautiful. Again, it's buttery soft. Excited for that. I'm glad I've been wanting this brush for a while. I definitely have other items from the Black Friday hauls that I want more information on any of the products. Finished with the Byredo lipstick Feverish. It might not match exactly, but I just grabbed what was literally over there. I didn't want to fuss too much because I really just wanted to try on the base and then the eye look. Okay, and as always, all the products I use are linked down below. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're all having a great lead up week until the holidays of Kwanzaa, of Hanukkah, which is already happening, and then Christmas, or whatever holiday you may celebrate. So thanks for joining me, and as always, be kind with others as well as yourself. Be yourself as well as beyond yourself, and just take good care of each other, and I will see you in the next video. So happy holidays, everyone. Take care. Bye.